Okay, let's say hi to Jack Vieira over here, our roofing contractor. And Jack, this is a pretty traditional roofing situation, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Bob.
What are some of the materials that are already down? What's this black stuff?
Well, this is the ice and water shield. It's a self-adhering sheet, and it's used to prevent water from backing up under the roof edge while you have snow and ice on the roof.
In the wintertime, when you got the freeze thaw, and sometimes it builds up. But normally you put a 36-inch strip. Now, is this a new idea to put in two layers of it?
Well, when you have a pitch that isn't too, that isn't too steep, it's better. You're better to put on the 2 layers.
That's a good point. And this is a pretty shallow pitch. It's about a 312 or so.
Yes.
And then I noticed that you've got aluminum on the edge.
Yeah, we've got a 8-inch aluminum drip edge here. And this allows the water to drain freely off of the edge of the roof without getting in behind the wood.
And there won't be any gutter on here, right?
I don't believe so.
I don't think you need it, yeah. What kind of a shingle are you using?
Well, this is a fiberglass asphalt composition shingle.
What's the warranty on it?
25-year product.
Okay. It's a nice choice that the architect made, because the combination of the red and the green mineral granules, when the whole thing is done and you look at it from a distance, it really does look like slate.
It does.
Yeah. So tell me how we're installing it here. Obviously we're shooting it in place.
Well, Brian is using a nail gun to fasten these shingles, and they're being fitted according to the manufacturer's specifications. They're being staggered or pyramided into place.
Right, so that you don't have any joint breaking on top of another joint.
Exactly.
Or tab, rather.
And as he moves up, he'll come up to the top of that course, and at that point we'll install the 15-pound felt paper down over the edge of the ice and water shield.
Right. Okay, so this is just 15-pound felt paper, the way you normally would go over the whole roof body. Here we only need 1 layer of it. And, what kind of nails is he using to put this down?
Well, he's using a regular coil nail.
Like these over here.
And those are an aluminum.
They're an aluminum nail?
Yes, they're anodized.
Okay, and then once you get to the hip, you make a cut, and you'll overlap it from the other direction. Now, putting the shingles on a hip roof like this, on the actual hip, involves running the courses into each other and then trimming, right?
Exactly. What Mike's doing there is he's taking the excess, the overlap, and trimming it back so that the caps that go on this hip will all lay nice and flat.
Right.
Now what Brian's doing at the top, Bob, is he's putting one shingle in place to use as a guide, that we can snap lines from the whole length of the hip, and then we will follow that line as we install the caps up the hip.
Now the caps, we should add, are just cut from regular shingles, right?
Yes, the shingle is made up of 3 1-foot sections, and they cut them down into single 1-foot sections, and each section becomes a cap.
And you taper back the top ends.
Exactly. We cut them back about 1 inch.
So you always start at the outside of the hip, Jack, with the caps?
Yes, we always start at the lowest point and work our way up with the caps. The one that Brian has, the first one down, comes out and overshoots the drip edge on both sides, Bob, and he'll trim that back to form a nice cut that's flush with the drip edge and the first courses of shingles on each side.
Right.
Now he follows the line that he snapped up as he progresses up the hip with the caps.
All right, Jack, so now you've got a situation where this sloped roof, this hip, comes into the gable end of the gable. And the spec is for an aluminum flashing.
Yes, we're fitting this flashing in. It'll make the transition from the roof into the sidewall.
From the vertical to the slope.
Yes, and we will be installing, of course, the shingles in over this.
Right.
And this will be hidden by the shingles on the roof, and then the siding will come down and lap it on the sidewall.
Exactly. Aluminum is an inexpensive flashing material, but it's not easy to work with in these situations. Copper
Brian,
and lead are a lot easier to work with.
There you go.
in order to get full coverage here, there's one last step. And here you're actually putting the shingle in upside down, huh?
Yes, Bob. We're going to put the shingle in upside down, tack it in place, and then we'll snap a line across the bottom of this shingle and cut all of these 3 tabs at once. And that will keep a nice smooth straight line across the face of this.
And you'll cover the adhesive at the top.
Exactly. Go right to that tab. Good.
Just another trick of the trade. Nice job, Jack.